Hey YouTube friends and family, traveling on back with another video. I hope you all are doing well. It's been a few days since I got a video out the last time, but today I wanted to do a little bit more of a night comparison, give myself an idea and as well as you guys an idea what would be the best night settings. I think I'm stuck at 4K 30 I feel like that's going to be honestly the best setting. But I wanted to do some more comparisons of 4K 30, doing D-Log, doing HLG, doing the normal color profile, utilizing the mist, snow mist filter. I did order the black mist filter through DJI, but they're now giving me like a January 17th ship date. Yeah, let me know if you guys ordered yours and when they're going to get it delivered to you, because that was kind of lame. It looked like it was available and then they just kept postponing the ship date. But I can't complain. But in the meantime, I'm going to do these profiles and let me know what you think. Okay, so this is 4K 30, 1/60 D-Log. And then we've got 4100 Kelvin. We're set at a static 100 ISO, and we are going to see how how this is set. I think honestly the best way to do this is, as long as you're not going through too much of a variant in terms of lighting, I think it's best to keep at a static ISO. I do also have the snow mist filter on. I wanted to see how this looks. All right, now I have it on me, and wanted to also do a comparison that allows you to see not just of just walking in an environment, but if you're vlogging, how is this going to look? I forgot my little setup with my DJI mic 2, but so I have it just attached. Have it attached to my jacket this way. But yeah, how does this look? Okay, so this is with HLG. Everything else is the same settings. But from what I know, it seems like people say that HLG is a little bit harder to grade. And I also believe that HLG is also a default HDR. So I'll have to double check that. Let me know down in the comments if that's correct. But yeah, supposedly HLG is a little bit harder to correct. I will apply the DJI LUT to the HLG as well. All right, and then here is an example of, once again, vlogging with the HLG. I don't know, I mean, maybe it gives the more of a dynamics, more contrast on the lights and the darks in terms of manipulating it more. I'm not entirely sure on that, but this is the HLG. Okay, now this is normal color profile, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe if you're shooting in manual and you select the normal color profile, I think it will default to 10-bit. So I have it, manual 4K 30, 1/60, a static ISO at 100, but I do have the normal color profile, and like I said, I believe it is 10-bit. So how does the normal color profile? For the most part, at least from what I've seen, a lot of people seem to like how DJI, the color science behind the normal color profile. And I've set it at 100 ISO here. I could be wrong, and maybe it needs to be set to a little bit higher, but I will check. Okay, so this is completely in auto mode, no manual mode turned on, no pro mode turned on. At least in terms of what I can see on the 2-inch screen, it definitely looks like they bumped up the EV, bumped up the ISO a bit, but it might be more pleasing to you all. Maybe that 100 ISO that I was doing earlier, maybe it might have been too dark. I might be able to turn that up a little bit with um, with Final Cut. I also do have DaVinci Resolve that I'm going to try to learn, but it looks like the DaVinci Resolve, there's kind of a learning curve on that one. But this is completely auto mode. I do have, though, I will note that I have the snow mist Freewell filter on all these walks, which kind of gives that like hazy, like the lighting. It kind of softens everything up a bit. But this is the normal color profile, and at least in my opinion, it looks a little bright. But what do you all think? Okay, so this is the automatic setting and low light setting now. This is the low light setting. So it looks, to be honest with you, it looks pretty similar to the auto mode. But I will, when I get that thrown up on the, Final Cut or DaVinci Resolve and render it, we'll see if there is a difference in that. How's that looking? It does look like, I forgot the exact numbers on the, oh, trying to get it to, oh, I forgot. Okay, I forgot that on low light mode, it will not automatically, do face tracking. So this will be an interesting test to see if it's able to keep me focused even though it does not have face tracking on. That is the one caveat and setback to the low light mode, that even though they did some cool updates to the firmware, the low light did not get face tracking, which would have been really nice if they were able to do that. But this is the low light auto setting. All right, so this is a different setting. I have it set, I do have it on manual mode. I have it set at minus 0.7 EV, 1/60, 4K 30, but I do now have it on a auto ISO of 50 to 1600. So I feel like with a setting like this, especially if you're going through different lighting and you don't want to and you know you're not going to be under the same lighting, the auto ISO is a nice feature to have. That way you don't have to worry about it being too dark or too bright. The EV, I guess you just kind of go by sight on that. I do have it at minus 0.7. I can, of course, change that while I'm recording, but then that does add another variant to having to be concerned about changing things on the fly. But yeah, how is this looking? Seems like it's doing pretty good. But I'll have to see after it's all done.